Hello, chào. Xin chào Jenny, Hà, Phạm. Thank you for joining us. Give us a few more minutes and we'll get started, okay? Hello, Marianne. Grateful for you taking your time again. It's wonderful to see your face each time.
Hi, thanks.
Before we get started, does anybody want to share anything? Any question? You can share anything, any reality you want, whether it's from the previous sharing in English or anything exciting that you've learned in your mentor classes, any other class.
Well, from the last time, okay, from last lesson, I learned that, when to talk to anyone, even your children, your spouse, your relatives, just don't start with what you know, right? Okay, just ask them, what they know about certain topics, and then find out from what they believe, in that topics, what they know, what they don't know, and then go from there. So that's why people don't feel like you want to show off, or you want to teach them something like, yeah, you are better than me, you are, my younger sister, you want to teach me something. That my older sister always say that. Now I realize that, okay, why she keeps saying that, because I want to share, like, okay, what I learned, what I know. And then she said, yeah, you are younger than me, don't try to teach me or whatever. So okay, so from last week lesson, now I realized that I didn't start from what she believes, start from what she knows. And the way I ask the question, kind of like arrogant, like, hey, I know better now. So that's why she close up and she get defensive. So yeah, from last lesson I learned is you have to be humble and what else you say, humble and like a desire to know, and to you want to share, but always start with what they believe, with what they know, what they inquiries, and start from there. That's all I have.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing that. Jenny, do you have any lessons you want to share? Any new realization?
Good morning. Thank you, Mr. Will. Yeah, I impressed so much about lesson. If we speak from, if I speak from my own knowledge, so everyone don't understand. So but if I speak from other knowledge, right? Knowledge of others, so people can understand. Yeah.
So that's the lesson. Did you experience any actual realization, or do you have any real experience, real reality in the past week concerning that lesson that you were able to apply? Were you able to make it applicable? Were you actually able to practice it?
So I think about when I teach my children, make some more learn English. So first about new word. If I say apple to my student, to my children, and they was kid, they don't know about apple, but I give them a zero apple, and they can touch, taste, and smell the apple, and they say, this is apple. So the next time they go, apple, to know exactly how apple.
So your kids are really small?
My
The
kids
children? Yeah.
now they 13.
Okay. But you're teaching them English.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I have them learn English. You know, I started to learn English 5 years ago to help my children. I have triplets,
Yeah.
3 children. Yeah, they are the same age, and that my motivation to learn English to help them. Yeah. So another lesson about know, comprehend, realize, and transform. So
Mhm.
the first we have to believe that we know, and then we understand, comprehend, and you realize something new, like inquiry, and after that transform. They have the desire to do it. So some people they want to learn English, but they so first they thought, why I had to learn English like that. But once they go out, they if they want to talk with famous people, like famous singer or footballer, they had to speak English. Then they had the motivation. Oh, if I know English, I can talk with my favorite footballer, a famous singer, right? That. Okay, so I want to share about health. If we is really strong, we have good physical health, mental health, and society, right? So
Social relationship, social well-being. Yeah, social
social
relationship,
well-being. Yeah, social
yeah.
well-being. So physical, the way real action we can moving, flexibility, right? Flexibility, strength, or I forgot, so I read strength, speed, stamina. I really like this word stamina. That bền bỉ, right? And stability,
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 or balance.
yeah, and measurements. About mentor, we had centrality, serenity, or magnanimity.
Magnanimity. Magnanimity is a state of being magnanimous.
Magnanimity. Magnanimity.
Correct. Okay, yeah.
Oh, thank you so much.
Inner peace is serenity. Serenity is inner peace. The second one is magnanimity, which is a state of being magnanimous.
Magnanimity. Yes.
Mhm.
I try.
Being big, instead of being big,
honoring and gratitude.
honoring gratitude.
Really love this word gratitude.
Mhm.
I always remember myself wake up every morning with attitude of gratitude.
Oh, I like that. Attitude of gratitude. There you go.
Yeah. And last one, social, that we connect with people around us, are friendly, chatting, and intimacy, right?
Intimacy. Intimacy.
Intimacy.
Mhm.
Intimacy.
Mhm.
Intimacy. Is that my new word? Could you explain the intimacy?
Intimacy means to be really close with somebody. If you are a
Close.
spouse, if you have a spouse, then your intimacy could include your sexual relationship, but you could also be intimate with your parent or your children to be really close. So when it comes to relationship, there is the kind of relationship that's just kind of friendly, right? You're just kind of friendly, which is fine. And then there is the closer relationship, which is the intimate relationship. You know each other, you understand each other.
So about friendly and intimacy has the same?
No,
Same.
friendly is just being friend, right? You're not that close. The
Oh,
word
it's deeply,
intimacy is
more deep.
reserved for really, really close relationship, right? Parents and children can be very intimate relationship. You really understand each other. Spouse, you really know each other physically, you know, mentally, spiritually. Yeah. With
It's about
intimacy,
soulmate or
soulmate, that's a good word.
soul.
Yeah. So when it comes to
Soulmate.
relationship, you understand the different degrees of relationship. There's the friends relationship, there's the colleague kind of relationship that you can trust. And then there's the intimate relationship with you, which means you trust with everything, your soul and your life.
Oh yes. And
Okay.
about the so-called no, don't know, no, don't know. The first time I listened Mr. Tuan talking about this lesson, and now I listen in English. It's better for me. But in fact, in real situation, sometimes I confuse to apply for myself and children because I don't know exactly know they know or me know I had that particular situation to have them just realize that exactly what they know so I can help them. And maybe yeah, I would like to know more about this lesson about know and know to help people. Is that about learning English or new things? Is that for children?
So we are clear on what we know and what we know that we don't know, then it is simpler to go about getting the knowledge that we know that we don't know, but we want to know. Okay, so the circle of knowledge, one of the lesson it is to help us have a clear picture of what we know and what we don't know. It helps us be proactive in our knowing, in our speaking with other people. Then we can come to know what they know, so that we can expand our own knowledge. It makes our relationship, it makes our interaction with other people a lot richer when we are cognizant, when we're aware of our own knowing and our own lack of knowing. So every interaction with other people is a chance to learn, a chance to know, and a chance to grow. That is a process of maturity. That is a process of growth. Yeah, that's why the principle of the circle of knowledge has that advantage. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Hello, Ron. I haven't seen you in a couple of weeks. How are you? Do you want to share any lesson, impression, realization before we jump into today's topic? Hello, chị Hoa.
Hello anh, đang
Hello.
đang mở để unmute. Anh khỏe
Okay.
anh?
Do you have any lessons you want to share with the class before we jump in with new material today?
No new lesson. We're in Vietnam right now, going to the Wit house. Yeah, we're going to was 10-day
offline
training.
Oh my goodness, amazing. Okay, so Hoa is attending the mentor level education offline. Okay, indirect. Okay, you
Yes,
experienced a lot of transformation then. Okay,
Thank you. And Ron's going to be in the room too. I'm registering him too.
I don't
Awesome.
understand the
Okay.
language, but I'll get to know. I'll get the good vibes from the.
There you go. And then
Yes.
hopefully some of our English sharing will reinforce some of the stuff that you experienced there. Okay.
That's what we appreciate with your sharing. Otherwise, it will
Okay.
be a bit. It will be helpful for us. Thank you.
Okay. All right. So with that, let's jump into today's lesson. Hang on, give me one moment. There is a friend who told me he really wants to join us, but he can't. He is not answering the phone. If he can't get in, then he'll just have to watch the recording. he's been looking forward to this whole week. Okay, no problem. So, like always, I like to generate the purpose of our interaction, okay? The reason why we go about sharing and meeting like this every week is simple, okay? The purpose about sharing together is to raise, I'm going to use the word expand this time. We're going to expand the range of our range of, so messy. Hang on, one more time. Okay, do it again. I'm going to try to directly translate the Vietnamese purpose. Okay, so it is purpose to expand. Okay, in the past I used the word to raise, but this is to expand the range of awareness of our inner being. Okay, that's our purpose, to expand the range of awareness of our inner being. What for? So that we can create peace, health, and happiness for ourselves and for our loved one and around the people around us. And that is why I'm always very grateful that you have taken the time to join our Zoom. I'm honored by your presence and your participation, especially if you are willing to open your camera and let other people view us. That'll be your gift of appearance. Later on in a subsequent session, we will learn about the value of giving people the gift of your appearance. And so just by you having been on the Zoom, it's going to already cause some people to transform. And I'm very grateful for those of you who have taken this seriously, to take note and to share your sharing. That is your gift of speech. That your reality will also help other people to transform and to experience peace, health, and happiness. Okay, so I'm honored by your presence, and I'm very grateful that you have taken the time. So we are on a course with a roadmap. It is a 21-day roadmap. On average, 2 to 3 hours each time, a total of about 60 hours. There's a promise that after that 60-hour, all of us here, if you are serious, at least serious, you will experience some sort of transformation in the way of peace, health, and happiness. And I think from the sharing so far that many people have already experienced those better reality, and that is why they have introduced you to this this teaching, this philosophy. Okay, so there's value in that. There is love in the friend and the family member who have introduced you to the teaching, and I'm very grateful for that. Okay, so as we have been discussing, ultimate goal is to create health and happiness. And in order to do that, we try to look for the kind of seed. We operate on the principle or the law of causality, right? We operate on the idea that good seed plus positive affinity, okay, will give us desirable outcome in life. And here we are going to focus on health and happiness as a desirable outcome. Okay, that is a law of causality. Okay. Okay, law of causality. Now, all of us, regardless of who we are or where we live in the world, regardless of what our cultural background is, what our country we come from, we are always constantly being influenced by three perspectives, three system of thought. So causality, day in and day out, we are operating causality, cause and effect, cause and consequences. And we are constantly being influenced by three main perspectives. One of them is the perspective of science. Some people have a way of explaining everything in life through the lens of science, okay? Some people are heavily influenced by religion and spirituality. From our health to our wealth to our relationship, some people have a religious answer for all the questions in those fields. Some people have an answer in terms of science. And then there is an aspect of morality, okay, and which involve principles, okay. So some people aren't interested in religion and they're not really interested in science, but they do have a sense of morality and principle. We begin with the principle of light, right? We began with principle of light. It helped us see that instead of trying to fix the problems of life, which is like taking the darkness out of the dark room, we just bring in light, okay? We talked about bringing light into our lives by enriching the light of wisdom, by lighting up the candle of attitude, by enriching our character, our integrity, our capability and power, and our physique, and obviously our material financial possession as well. Okay, that is the principle of light. And then we talked about the circle of knowledge. Each of us, we know, and we know what we don't know. And by knowing what you know and what you don't know, it makes it simpler for us to go and gather knowledge from other people. And every time we interact with another person is an opportunity for us to expand our circle of knowledge. And at the same time, it is an opportunity to help the other person expand their circle of knowledge if we understand where they come from, if we speak from their knowledge. And we can help another person transform. We can help another person expand their knowledge by learning from them what it is that they believe. Based on their belief, we can help them know more. Based on what they know, we can help them comprehend and understand. Based on their interrogative inquiry, the kind of question that they've been asking over and over and over, you can help them clarify, come to an understanding, and to transform, which involve a new behavior, new thought, new realization. Okay, so from a person's inquiry as well as from their desire. If a person has a desire to change, you can actually help them come to a new realization, and they will transform. They may not even need to understand, but they just need to transform if that is what they want, if that is their desire. So today, still operating on those principles, still operating on the principle of the natural law of causality, we're still operating on the principle of light. I'm going to share with you a standard reference system called the formula for the root cause of life. Okay, formula for the root cause of life. So we're just going to write that word down. Formula for the root cause of life. And out of those three perspectives, science, religion, and morality, we're going to focus on using the scientific perspective, okay, in particularly the science of psychology. So a formula is a scientific expression of how things work. It involves different element, and it involves a certain action item that you could do in order to bring about the outcome that you want. We still operate under the law of causality. We want to know what kind of seed will lead to the kind of outcome that we want in life. Okay, so formula for the root cause of life. I like this scientific symbol for the root, root cause of life. Okay. Okay, so okay. So let's start by thinking about the current condition that we have in life, our current life situation. Think about our current health condition. Think about our current financial situation, our current social relationship, our current financial standing, health relation, condition. Okay, so would you agree that our current condition is the outcome in the formula of causality, right? It is the outcome, the final outcome, where we are today. Outcome. And feel free to interact with me. I'm inviting you guys to unmute, okay? So where we are today is the outcome, right? That's pretty easy to understand. The question is, can you think of one word that directly leads to the outcome that we have today? We have our health, we have our finance, we have our relationship. We even have our state of inner being. That is the final outcome. What had led us to have the outcome that we have today? You can type in the chat, or you can just speak up. Let's get some feedback. What is one good word that can lead, that has a direct impact on the outcome that we have today? Does anyone want to give it a try? What are some words that can you come up with?
The choices that I made.
The choices that you made. Okay.
Yeah.
What other possibility? What other possible words are there? Most of you have studied this material before, so we're gonna go with the word choice or choose. Okay.
Choice, choose.
Yeah. So the choices, okay, choice that we've made. Okay, the choices that we've made from the time that we were born until now. We're going to apply the scientific perspective, so we're not going to talk about anything beyond this lifetime. Okay, the current scientific perspective only focus on our life from the moment we're born until now. Anything beyond that falls into the realm of religion and science. Okay, religion and spirituality. So from a scientific perspective, is it not the choices we've made? Whether when we grow up, what kind of food we like, what kind of friend we decide to play with, what kind of book we read. When we get a little older, what school we go to, what subject we decided to study. If we get a little older, we decide if we choose if we want to get married or not. When we encounter difficulty in life, do we choose to overcome them, or do we walk away from them? Do we choose to apply the principle of light and go with the flow of the universal principles and natural law, or have we chosen to go against the flow and experience pain and suffering instead? Have we chosen to listen to another person with our mind, our heart, our whole being in order to understand them whenever we interact with them, or have we chosen to listen only to reply? Those are the choices that we've made that had led to the kind of outcome that we have today in life. Is that correct? Yeah. So the choices that we've made made up our outcome today. So the question is, why did we make those choices? Why did we make those choices as opposed to another choice? Okay, how about we do a little bit of interaction here? I'm gonna pick on somebody.
I make that choice because I like it.
You like it. You're wearing black. Why are you wearing black today instead of yellow? Yellow is much better. I think this is a happy color. You know, you should wear yellow. Why did you choose black instead of yellow?
Because I don't like yellow color.
You don't like, why don't you like yellow?
I don't like bright color.
Okay, well, what about, okay, so you like dark color, that's fine. It's just a color. So why you chose that shirt instead of another shirt? If you like dark color, I'm sure you have many different dark color. Why did you choose that one?
I just picked one from my, you know, from my closet. I just wear it.
So you picked one. Yeah, so why did you pick that one instead of another one? I know you have many different clothing. Why did you pick that one?
Oh, I feel like it, I guess.
You feel like it. Why do you feel like that one instead of not another one?
No, that's a very tricky question.
Yeah, why are you putting your hair long instead of short like me?
Oh yeah, look me. I think it's suitable for me. The people or myself feel comfortable,
Make you
confident
feel
when I go
comfortable.
outside.
Okay. Have you ever worn any other hairstyle that make you comfortable?
You know, my husband doesn't like short hair.
Okay.
Whenever I cut my hair, he
Okay.
yells at me.
Okay.
But I still I take it because that's easy to wash my hairs.
Okay. What about the clothes that you wear?
Because
Why did you pick that one? I know you have more than that clothes. Why did you pick that one today at this moment? Why did you pick that one?
no, I'm at home. It's cold in my place, so I had to warm this, and I chose the color because it's convenient for me. I can do my housework without any trouble.
Okay. You're married, right?
Yes, of course.
Why did you choose that guy? Why did you choose that man to marry and not another man?
Yeah, it's a
Why?
beautiful question.
Huh?
I feel happy. I feel happy when I live with him and believe him. I believe that I have a beautiful future and can build up the beautiful life with him and can have some beautiful children.
There are
Oh.
many other great men out there. I'm sure they can make you happy and give you a beautiful life too. Why don't you choose some other guy? Why do you choose him?
It's about destiny,
Hmm?
destiny, định mệnh.
Oh, didn't mean I don't know.
Fate?
I mean, I don't like bald hair because it doesn't look good on me. You know, I like long hair because I think long hair look good on me. You know.
There are other things that can look good on you too, you know.
It's about inside outside. It's about knowledge or something we believe. We believe that is good for us, right?
I think we match. Like
match.
Yeah.
So you're saying that you're saying that your husband is a good match for you, and Marianne, you're saying that your hair is a good match for you, right? So it's a good match. Would we say that we make those choices because it is a good match for us, or it is compatible with us.
Mhm.
I can ask you why. You can now come up with a million reasons, and I will ask you why you chose that reason. At the end, you say, you know what? It's just a good match for me. It's just a compatible match for me. I like it, and there's no other reason, right? The ultimate reason why we chose anything is because it's a compatible match with us. It's a compatible match with our identity. It's a compatible match with our being, right? So can we agree that the choice that we made is a result of the compatibility to it? Be okay, long word English. Okay, compatible. Okay, compatible. Okay, compatible. So here we go. The choices we made those choices because it is compatible to us. And therefore, the outcome is compatible to the choices. Can we agree with that so far?
Mhm.
The outcome in life is a compatible match with our choices. Can we also say that our outcome in life is a compatible match with who we are? Right? You are compatible with your husband, so your outcome is that you have this marriage with your husband. Marian, you like long hair because your long hair is a compatible match for who you are, and that is your outcome in life. Now, what if I were to tell you that not only is the little things like your hairdo and your husband, but what if I tell you that your life condition or life situation is a compatible match for who you are as well, including your state of health? Would you agree with me if I say that if you are, let's say you are sick, would you agree that your state of illness is a compatible match for who you are? You see, the human mind has this weird thing. We take credit for the positive outcome. We take credit for the good outcome. When I marry a spouse that makes me happy, that's my choice. I made those choices. It was compatible for me, and I'm proud about those choices. If you made a financial investment and you make lots and lots of money, you're very proud about it. You say, I made the right choice, and therefore I made a lot of money. But what happened when you don't get the outcome that you want? When we make an investment and we lose a lot of money, do we proudly say, I made the right choice and I lost a lot of money?
So look like I grow a lemon, I harvest lemon.
So that require the understanding and the awareness and the realization and the acceptance that I grow a lemon, I get a lemon, is called taking ownership. Okay, so not everybody is fortunate enough to take ownership. So what ownership means? Ownership is taking full responsibility, okay? And I'm going to say accountability. So it is easy to say that I made the right choices and therefore I'm experiencing a happy and healthy life. It is harder to say that my illness is a result of my choices as well. right? But can we agree that even if our outcome in life is undesirable, can we agree that that undesirable outcome is also compatible with us? A woman gets into a relationship and her boyfriend would betray her, and she would break up, she would get into another relationship, and that boyfriend would betray her, and she would break up, she goes into another relationship, and so relationship after relationship after relationship ends up being broken, and she keeps on being betrayed by the boyfriend. Can we say that, lady, you are compatible with relationship that will betray you? Can we accept that? Most of the time, we can't, huh? We tend to blame the other person.
Right.
Most of the time, we blame the other
You-
person when the
you
result
tell
is
them.
not what we want. But we take full credit for when the result is what we really want.
Mhm.
And because we never take responsibility for the undesirable outcome of life, we never take ownership of our life. If we don't take responsibility for our life, we don't take accountability for our lives, then we cannot change our life. I think of a business owner. A business owner is somebody who owns the business, and he or she is responsible and accountable for everything that goes on in the business, from the financial investment to the human resources to all the legality and the paperwork. If the owner stops taking responsibility, then he can't or she cannot control the business. And it is the same thing with our lives. If we don't take responsibility for the choices that we've made, if we don't accept the final outcome as compatible with us, then we can never change. And that is why human beings go through life and we never really change. We suffer. What do we do when we suffer? Instead of taking responsibility, we blame other people. We blame circumstances. We blame our parent. We blame our DNA, our parent, right? But if you can take ownership of your outcome, you take ownership of your life, then you can begin to make the changes. You can even take ownership of the undesirable outcome. If you're living in poor health, take ownership of poor health. It is my choice that I have the poor health that I do now. It is my choice that I have a troubled relationship that I do now.
So I want to say something.
Yeah.
I got that about outcome. That's the same. My dream, my goal, my target. That if I love money, I want get married with rich money. So I find the man who rich, right? This is my choice. But another way, I love another choice. I like a good man. We had the responsibility, kind, and just a few warmth in my heart. That's my choice. The rich man or another man, kind man, who give love. The outcome is the way we that's the result, right? Result.
The final result, where
The
we
final
are today.
result.
Where
Yeah.
we are today is the final outcome of all the choices that we've made. The choices that we've made may turn out to be good or bad. It could be the right or the wrong choice, but that understanding, that awareness only comes after. Okay, before we get to that, so can we accept that we are compatible with the outcome that we have today? That we, as a human being, each of us is compatible with the choices that we've made. Because if we do, then we can say this. I just write it on this one. You can write this one down too. Okay. If we agree that each of us is compatible with the choices that we've made, and we are compatible with the outcome, even if it is undesirable outcomes such as poor health and broken relationship or bad finance. If we agree that we are compatible with the reality that we have created, then we can say this. You can write this one. The root cause of life begins with me. The root cause of life begins with me. Well, you have to add something else, but we don't blame. It is important that we have this second part in parentheses. The root cause of life begins with me, but I don't blame. Even if the final outcome is something that is undesirable, pain, loss, suffering, the root cause of life begins with me, but I don't blame. Why? Because at the time of my choosing, the choice that I've made is the best choice I could have made at that time. Afterward, I had more knowledge, okay? Afterward, I have more knowledge. Then I decide, oh, bad choice, mistake. You can learn from the mistake. But there's no need to blame yourself for the choices that you made, because at that moment in time, all of us, each of us, want the best for ourselves, right? We make the choice because it is the best choice that we could have made. Even if we have no choice. Even if we have only one choice. Somebody may pressure us. My parent pressure me, make me go to the school that I want to, that I don't want to. My parent made me marry a person that I didn't love. But it is your choice that you chose it, even if it wasn't a comfortable one. You had no other choice, you still chose it. Do you guys get that? This is an important part. For those of you who are listening to this recording, I'm speaking to you now, not just the people in the Zoom, but the people who are listening to this recording. The root cause of life begins with me. I am totally 100% compatible with the choices, with the outcome. But I don't blame, because at the moment of my choosing, I made the best choice possible given what I know at that time. Why we don't blame ourselves? Because later on, as you will learn later on, blaming yourself brings you to a very low energy level, and you can't change. You cannot get better if you blame yourself. And some of you, anybody here, raise your hand if you've ever blamed yourself, if you regret things. Anybody here experienced blaming? Self-blame or other people blaming, right? That blame, that energy, it traps us, it prevents us from growing, it prevents us from changing, it just perpetuates the suffering and the pain. And so we are learning at this moment now to let go of blame, to recognize that I am the root cause of life, of my life. Okay? So I'm the root cause of my life, but I don't blame. That's very important. So if we accept that the root cause of life begins with me, that I am totally 100% compatible with my choices, because I could ask you why at the end. I made those choices because I'm compatible with it. There's no reason. In fact, science have been able to determine that we make the choice often on just emotional, which is an emotional impulse that we choose it, and then afterward we use our reason to justify. You may have chosen your husband out of some impulse, emotional impulse, and later on you give me all this reason to justify why you did it. But ultimately, it is your compatibility with that choice that led you to make that choice in the first place. Did you get that? Human being, we often operate on an emotional level, and that level, that emotion is an energy compatibility with who we are. We just use our mind later to reason later, okay? So we agree that we're compatible with our choices, including the negative one, including the undesirable one. So how do we go about changing our outcome? Right? We are talking about cause and effect. If the outcome is something that is undesirable, how do we go about changing the compatibility so that we would end up making better choices? So I'm gonna go back to this formula. I'm gonna paint it again, draw it again. Let's see. The other one was a mess, so I draw it again. All right. So we begin with choice outcome. Okay. We agree that it is our choices that led us to the outcome. And the choices are compatible. Compatible with who we are. Okay. Okay. So we are taking the scientific approach, particularly the science of psychology. Psychologists have done the research, and they offered us a concept that our choices came to be as a result of our personality. Okay. It is our personality that influence our choice. Think about it. Our personality influence our choice. And as your personality change, so does your choice. And then your outcome will change. For those of you who are married, do you notice that your personality change after you get married? Your choices about life are different. They're, right? And therefore your final outcome is different. As we grow up, our personality as a child may be one way. And then as we grow up, we become a teenager, we become an adult, our personality also change. And that influence our choices in life. When we were young, maybe we stayed out late, but when we got older and got married, we go to sleep a little earlier. Those are the choices. And those choices are compatible with our personality at that time. Do we agree on this so far?
Mhm.
Yeah, it's pretty simple, right? It's a science of psychology. And as a psychologist did some more research into what shape our personality, they say it is simply a collection of habits. Okay, so our habits make up our personality. Habits are just things that you do over and over and over, and people can recognize that as a pattern, and they call it personality. If a person smiles all the time, has a habit of smiling, then people would say they have a happy personality. If a person is always negative and pessimistic, then other people would call that person that has a pessimistic personality. It is just a pattern of habits. Okay. So if your habits determines your personality, and your personality determines your choices in life that gives the outcome that we have today in life. If we want to change our outcome, all we gotta do is change choices, change personality, change habit. Take, for example, smoking. If our final outcome is lung cancer as a result of smoking, all you gotta do is make different choices, change the kind of person you are who does not have a habit of smoking, so you can stop the habit of smoking. And changing a habit is nothing more than action, right? Habit is nothing but list of action. Action that you repeat. And if that habit becomes a pattern, people notice in your personality. Your action forms your habit. But here's the thing. Is it simple to change your habit? Do you find people who smoke stop smoking easily? How about a person's health? Have you met anybody who tried to change their weight by going on a diet, eating different kind of food, or just, stop eating? They may be able to change their actions and habit for a short while, but they eventually go back to their old ways. Do you guys find that to be true? Have any of you here experienced that yourself? Where changing your habit, which involves changing your action, doesn't seem to work. So if your action determines your habit, and your habit determines your personality determines your choices and your final outcome, we gotta go work on changing the action. But changing the action itself doesn't seem to work all the time, because there's something else informing the action. And the scientists have shown us that it is your thought. The way a person thinks determine their action. If you want to help a person quit smoking, or get into an exercise program, and you want that actions and those habits to stick and stay permanent, we have to work on their thought, what they are thinking in their head. In fact, if we go back to the action and habit, some of us have read books on personal development. If we want to become a billionaire, we may learn the habits of the billionaire. We may know that a billionaire wakes up early and works very hard. But if we change our action and wake up early and work very hard, we might not make more money. We might get sick from stress, right? Less sleep, more stress, you get sick instead of get rich. That's why changing your action and changing your habit alone is not simple, because there is some thought behind it. And as we go about working on our thoughts, we find that there are certain thought patterns that will give rise to certain action and habit. People who have positive thought tend to have positive action and habit. People who have negative thought tend to have negative action and habit. We went through some of this in the previous episode when we talk about the direction of your inquiry. Your realization about life has to do with your positive or negative inquiry. Remember that part? We define positive inquiry or positive realization as realization that is along the line of your desire. Whereas negative inquiry or negative realization is the kind of thought that goes against what you desire. Okay, so as scientists do some more research and they want to find out what it is that informed the thought, what shaped our thought. And it comes to this concept of belief. It is a set of belief that shapes our thought. Okay, and this is as multiple beliefs shape our thought. But as we mentioned earlier, when it comes to belief, there is the concept of conscious desire, okay, versus unconscious belief. So in the previous episode, we talked about inquiring along the line of your desire, realizing along the line of your desire. Well, that's good. But oftentimes, do you find that you want something, but you can't get it? I want to get better health, but no more, is that spelled correctly? Yeah. No matter how much I try, I can't get better health. I want my spouse to spend more time with me, but I can't get my spouse to spend more time with me. It is because the belief is stronger than the desire. For example, I want to get healthy, but I believe that exercising is too hard. I want to get healthy, but exercising is too hard. Or I want to go on a diet, but I don't know anything about nutrition. It is your unconscious belief that is a barrier to you unconscious. Okay, it is a barrier to us achieving what we want. Conscious desire versus unconscious. Oh my goodness. Okay, my spelling today needs help. So this concept of conscious, try that again, okay? C-O-N-J-I-O-U-S, conscious belief. And then there is the one more time. Okay, so there is a conscious desire. And then there's unconscious belief. I-E-F. Anybody saw the movie The Prince of Egypt? There will be miracles when you believe. When a person has a strong enough belief, you can create miracles. Those are the words of wisdom that many people have offered. There will be miracles when you believe. If you believe you can, you can. If you believe you can't, you can't. Every motivational speaker, every self-development coach will teach that if you believe you can, you can. And that is why, as if you can help a person change their belief, you can directly help them change their choices in life. Okay, so instead of letting their thoughts and actions and habits and personality, by the way, actions and habits are like behaviors. Okay, so in the in the West, those some of you know, there is a whole field of mental health therapy called cognitive behavior that's a V, cognitive behavior therapy. For people who have mental health problems, a psychologist or a psychiatrist or a therapist will help them change their cognition, which is their thought, the way, the thing that they know. Change the thought, change the behavior, change the health. Cognitive behavior therapy. Cognitive behavior therapy may or may not work. If a person is fortunate, then they only need to speak to a psychologist one time, and they are able to change the belief, and instantly they will change the choices, and they will make they will have different outcome. But sometimes psychologists are not able to change a person's belief. They can work on the cognition, the thinking for years, and they will not change the behavior. So if a cognitive behavioral therapist is watching this, then they would go to work on changing a person's belief. Okay? If you can change a person's belief about themselves, about other people, about their life condition, then you can directly influence the choices in life and give them new outcome. Okay, so we clear so far about the difference between a the conscious desire and the unconscious belief. Is it anybody here want to share a reality about the conflict between your unconscious belief and your conscious desire? A woman wants to get married with the desire of being happy, right? They want a happy marriage relationship. That is her conscious desire. But deep down inside, she has the belief that she is not good enough, that she doesn't deserve to be happy. And as a result, what does she do? She would behave in such a way that would cause the other person, her spouse, to feel like she is undeserving. That woman may believe that the spouse is cheating on her. She constantly wants a happy marriage, right? She consciously desires a happy marriage, but she believes that her spouse is cheating on her. And as a result of her believing that the spouse is cheating on her, she would become distrusting. She would become suspicious. She would become critical of the spouse if he comes home late. After a while, the spouse would notice a change in personality. It is not the same loving personality that he had married at first. It is now a personality that is suspicious, that is pessimistic, that is critical. And so the spouse would leave. The spouse finds that he is no longer compatible with this personality. And so that woman who desires a happy relationship has, through her belief, influence her thought, action, habits, and personality, become compatible with a broken marriage. Did you guys get that? That is an example of how an inner and its unconscious belief can overcome your conscious desire. A woman wants a happy marriage, but she believes that she's undeserving, or she believes that her husband is cheating on her, and she would think, act, behave in such a way that her personality becomes compatible with a marriage that is unhappy. And so her final outcome is compatible with her personality. It's compatible with all her habit, her action, her thoughts, and her belief. So she goes to a marriage counselor. There's a whole field of marriage counselor. A marriage counselor helps her change the belief. That instead of believing that she's not good enough, instead of believing that her husband is cheating on her, if a marriage counselor can shape her belief in such a way that she believes that she is deserving of love, that her husband is faithful, it can influence the way she think, act. It influences her personality so that she can become compatible with the outcome that she wants through cognitive behavioral therapy. And it could happen through a long process. It could take a long time to change her thought, or if the therapist can instantly change her belief, then overnight it can change. Has anybody here experienced a transformation as a result of a change in belief? Yeah, no? Does anyone want to share?
Yeah, I want to share.
Yeah, go ahead.
Is that about beliefs? Yeah, beliefs. If we think of blessings, we attract blessings. And we, so I want to know more about how to change our beliefs about input. We have outcome, right? Outcome, such as our output.
Okay.
The final result. So about beliefs, so we had the input. That's the way we had to expand our knowledge, more understand, yeah, comprehend and
Okay.
transform ourselves. So that's about the quality beliefs, right?
Okay.
When we have a quality beliefs, we have
Quality belief. I like that.
quality thoughts,
Okay.
quality
Yeah.
actions, quality habits, and of course, quality personality. And of course, we had a good choice at that moment, and outcome we are good.
Yeah. Great. Thank you so much for that. Okay.
Thank you.
So the question is, how do we change our belief? So before we change our belief, we have to know where the beliefs come from. Okay. So from a scientific perspective, our belief is simply our mental images. Okay, our mental images. Our mental images. Okay, let us know. It is our mental images that shape our belief. This is a very powerful concept. If we grasp this, you can change your life. So the scientists have determined that it's our mental images that shape our belief. And what are mental images? They are, you said input, right? Input and output. Input. Mental images are made up of the stuff that we hear, the stuff that we see, the thing that we say to ourselves, and what we know. Hear, see, say, and know. Beliefs are made up of mental images, which are created based on what we see, what we hear, what we say, and what we know. And so if you want to change your belief, change what you see and what you hear. Sorry, go back. Change what you know and what you say. You want to monitor what you see and what you hear. The input. We can't always control what comes in, other people talk and then, images and what we hear from other people. We can't control them, but we can monitor what goes in. We can allow to receive or not receive. We can accept or not accept certain images, certain information. And once they come in, we can change what we say about them. Our beliefs are made up of mental images, which are informed by what we see, what we hear, what we say, and what we know. And so to see if we can actually establish and prove this to be true, I want each of us to practice. Right now, write down 5 things that you have, 5 images or 5 words. Okay, right now, let's practice. Write down 5 words about a person who is close to you. Let's see if we can prove this. Okay, go ahead and write down 5 words about a person who is close to you. Or let's say a person who's important to you, okay? Important, not just somebody close, somebody important, somebody who's on your mind all the time. Somebody you are concerned about. Okay, we're trying to be happy here. We're trying to be healthy and happy. So if there's a person that you are concerned about, go ahead and write down 5 words about that person. The first 5 words that come to your mind when you think of that person. If you can't think of a word about another person, think of 5 words about yourself. What mental images do you see, hear, and say and know about yourself?
Sure, I can share. When I just came to America, I have very low self-esteem, right? Because I believe I'm not good enough. So, when
You're talking about yourself or another person?
I'm
So
talking to myself,
Okay, so this practice, you can talk about yourself. Okay.
right?
You just
So-
said the word not good enough. Okay.
Right. So, I thought I'm not good enough because I don't speak good English.
Mm-hmm.
So I have very low self-esteem. I'm walking with my face down, eye down. And then when I pass by a group of people and they talking and laughing, I was thinking they talking behind my back. So that that was very. So because I have a bad image about myself, low self-esteem, so people, surrounded, people said that I'm not friendly, like I'm not open, but but now I changed a lot, especially after this course, I begin to open more, and I don't care about what people say, as long as I'm happy. So anywhere I go, I'm happy, and people see that I'm happy, and then people feel more comfortable approaching me. you know, talking to me, and they find out, hey, you know, you actually funny, you know, you're not really quiet and mean person. Yeah, so I changed my own image, and now I become you know, so I changed to be become a person, you know, a better person. Okay, all right, so that's one example. And another example is when talking about my daughter, I always have positive thoughts about her because she's the only child, and you know, I think she a good child, well behaved. She always, you know, listen to mommy, and she doesn't want to hurt mommy feelings and things like that. And then I think she's smart. I even told her that. I told her, you are very smart. So now she very responsible for her schoolwork. You know, I don't even have to worry about her homework or whatever. I don't have to show her how to do homeworks. She's kind of like, you know, responsible, and she got very good grade in school. And I always tell her that, you know, she good enough, you know, or better than me. But then my daughter said, no, mommy, you are better. So it's even my daughter encouraged me, you know, to be positive about myself too. So since then, you know, I changed a lot. You know, I'm loosen up, I'm more relaxing, and I get better with my daughter. You know, it's not like before. You know, like before, my daughter said I'm very mean. Like I like a boss, you know, I just give command and she have to follow. But now I'm not like that anymore. I'm just like a fan now. We share, we discuss. So I mean, the way that, you know, I change, you know, the way, and I stop watching or listening to negative thoughts, you know, like before, you know, I always, you know, like it's normal. I mean, it's everybody, like even the news, you know, they make a negative, like a big you know, thing, you know, like people killing people, you know, on fire, whatever. They make it so big, but they never make a good, like some people you know, have good behavior or whatever. They don't make it a big deal. So that's why I was bombarded by all the negative news. Read up, you know, how, you know, why people kill, and you know, so and so. So now I stop all that, you know. I
So you
passed.
have a very positive outcome,
Right.
a happy outcome.
Mm-hmm.
Let me ask you, are there anybody in your life still that you have a undesirable outcome with? Is there anybody else whose mental images is not positive just yet? Can you share about that person and 5 words that come out of your that you can think of?
Yeah, my one of my nephew.
Nephew, okay. I'm gonna
Yeah.
write that. Nephew, okay. What are 5 words? Just give me 5 words that come out regarding your nephew.
Okay, he's spoiled.
Spoiled?
Spoiled.
Spoiled, okay, okay.
Spoiled by grandparents, by my parents.
Okay,
He's lazy.
okay, lazy.
He's has no motivation,
Okay.
no purpose for
Mm-hmm.
his life. No, you know, he just want anything, you know, because my parents spoon fed him.
Mm-hmm.
So he think he entitled.
Mm.
Right. But now both of my parents passed away. He had to work at, you know, find a job, and a labor job,
Okay.
a minimum, you know, get a minimum wage.
Okay, so that's, I think that's got 5 words. Okay, so let me ask you
I
this.
know, yeah, but
Yeah, so those are your mental images of your nephew.
mm-hmm,
Spoiled, lazy, no motivation, no purpose, spoon-fed, entitled.
mm-hmm.
So let me ask you this. How are you being with respect to your nephew? Whenever you're with him, how are you being?
I feel when I'm around him, I send out negative feelings.
Negative.
Yeah.
Like
So
what? Can you be more specific?
like I don't like I look down on him.
You look down on him. Okay.
Yeah, I even tell him that, you know, you came here when you were little. You speak very well English. Why don't you go to school, get a degree or something like me? You know, I was arrogant. Like I thought I'm better than anybody. So just because of my degree, but now I know the degree is nothing.
Well, let's focus on your nephew.
My
So
nephew,
you
right?
negative, and you look down on him.
Mm-hmm.
What do you expect him to be?
I expected him to be more successful, you know, not financially, but at least, you know, physically, socially. So he does. So we don't get along.
Okay, that's it. Don't get along. Okay.
We don't
Okay.
get along.
Good. Let me.
Yeah,
You're doing great. You're doing great. You're doing great. So let me
Yeah.
ask the question. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So when you know, when you are with him, the way you're being with him is negative.
Mm-hmm.
You look down on him. You expect him to be successful in that. What does that make him?
He feel inferior in front of me, and he didn't want to try.
Not one of.
Yeah, he just like whatever happened, let it happen. You know, he has no motivation. Yeah, nothing.
Okay, so imagine one more question. Okay, what if I told you that you create your nephew?
Yeah. I give him all the bad pictures.
Yeah, you were giving him all the bad picture.
Bad picture, bad. Yeah, I give him all the bad image. Okay, this is, you know, this is, I think, what you're going to become. And that's what he became. Exactly what I thought in my mind. Even in my word too, in my behavior too.
And so
he has low self-esteem. He feel inferior.
And that is the outcome of his life and your relationship. Do you take responsibility for that?
Sometimes I do, but I said, it's not my child. So I like, and he's old enough to be responsible for his own life. He have to take responsible. He have to be responsible and accountable for his behaviors. But
can I say something?
Yes, go ahead.
The way I see it too is for your nephew, he didn't create that problem. It's people in his life that created that problem for him. And he gets the negative back from his own family.
Right.
Because of his actions, the way he was raised, people spoiled him by the sounds of it. And he's going to attach to that. And for me, it seems like it was created by family. And to give him the negative disrespect, I think giving him a positive respect is will change his life too. Like make him look up to you and look up to everybody else. and make him feel good about himself. The family created that. I think the family can change that. And he can also change that by giving him positive feedback.
Mm-hmm.
So I appreciate Marianne and Ron for your sharing. But you guys lied to me.
Yeah.
You lied to me.
Mm-hmm.
Earlier, I asked if you accept that all the outcome in your life, including your relationship with your nephew, is a result of your own choices.
Mhm.
That the root cause, the root cause of life begins with me. And I don't blame.
Mhm.
Okay, I don't blame. And here you are, blaming his parent, blaming his own choices, and
Yes.
you are expecting him to change, to become successful. Last week we
Yes.
said to expect other people to change is the beginning of suffering.
Mm-hmm.
To want to change yourself is the beginning of happiness. So on the one hand, you take wonderful credit for the positive outcome. your daughter, right? Relationship with your daughter is great. It's positive. We take responsibility and we take credit for it. But the human mind has a way of refusing responsibility for the negative outcome. And because we refuse to take responsibility for the negative outcome, we refuse to take responsibility and refuse to take ownership of that relationship, your nephew will never, ever change. And he will never, ever change because you cause him. It is your mental images about your nephew which inform your belief, which inform all thoughts and action and habits and your personality, and you are now compatible with the reality of your nephew being spoiled, lazy, no motivation. And it is your choice. My question is, do you want to keep it that way?
No. But he live in different
Does
states.
Marianne want to be the person who is responsible for a nephew who is spoiled, lazy, with no motivation?
So what can I change though?
Okay. So what can you change? First, we're gonna work with this, okay? I'm glad that you do have the desire to change, right? Can we agree at that? Okay, no more lying to me. Earlier, I said, do you take responsibility? You said yes. At the very beginning, we all said yes. I went through the whole thing and now you are lying to me.
Right.
You're lying, right? You're gonna tell it, okay. So you say yes, you want to change. Okay, so we're gonna work on this image, mental image thing. Okay. Look at this pen. Look at this thing. Okay, everybody see my screen, right? The share screen. What do you see? What am I holding?
Let me see.
Just a share screen, the same thing. I'm just, or on here, on the share screen. What am I holding in my hand?
A pen.
A
Felt
pen.
pen.
Okay. You see a pen. If, let's say we see a pen, what do you do with a pen?
You write on it.
We
You
write
draw.
with it. Yeah, we write with it. Okay. We see a pen, so we write with it. If I'm not in this room and a puppy dog comes in and see this thing, what would a puppy dog think it is? What would the puppy dog do with it?
He thinks it's a toy.
A
Chew
puppy
it.
dog might see a toy and might chew on it like a bone. So I see it as a pen. A puppy dog see it as a toy or a bone. Who's right?
You're both right.
We're both right. Why?
From your image.
We have a preconceived
It-
image
Yeah.
of what it is and what it should be.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? We have a preconceived image of what it is and what it should be. The way we see that, we see a pen. That's an obvious, that's a pen. A puppy dog comes in, he doesn't see a pen, he sees a toy, so he'll chew on it, or a bone, he'll chew on it.
That's
Now,
because our knowledge knows that a dog will play with it.
yeah, our knowledge informs our images, what we see, okay? Now, if we were to move me and you, and we were to remove the dog, so there's no dog, no human being in the room, only this. What is it?
It's a thing.
It's a thing because we human beings see that as a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
That objective, that object concept, it is a human being thing. If we are not here to identify it as a thing, what is it?
It's nothing, right? Or it can be anything.
It's nothing. If there is no observer in the room to observe it, it's nothing. Not because it doesn't exist, it's there, it exists. But it's nothing because there is nobody there to attribute any meaning to it. And therefore, the essence of all things is empty. It's nothing. It only becomes something when an observer attributes a meaning to it. A human being would attribute a meaning as a pen, a little puppy will attribute a meaning to it as a toy or a bone. But the essence of this is nothing. And so, if it is nothing, and we are the root cause of life begin with us, then what can this pen be? You just said it earlier. What can this pen be?
Can be anything.
It can be anything. I can use it as a drumstick and make some instrument noise, make music out of it. It can be
Drumstick.
anything. Did you get that, Ron?
Yes.
So when you look at your nephew and you see him as spoiled, lazy, and no motivation, it is your mental image of him that makes it so. But if you're not there and nobody is there to perceive him, what is your nephew?
Nothing.
He's essentially nothing. He's empty. It is only our preconceived notion about somebody or something that gives meaning to it. And if those meaning, those images are negative, then we're going to get the negative outcome. If those images are positive, we're going to get positive outcome. And so you can say mental images equals outcome. My wife used to see my son as spoiled, lazy, no motivation. I have an 8-year-old son. My wife see my same as what you said, spoiled, lazy, no motivation, spoon-fed, and titled, spoiled by grandparent. That's exactly the same word that my wife used about our son. One day, my wife comes to pick up our son from school, and his teacher comes out and he say, "Oh, by the way, your son is a wonderful student. He is so studious. He loves to learn. He raises his hand and answer questions and participate in class." my wife experienced a moment of enlightenment, of realization. She realized that our son's teacher sees him differently, sees him as a child who is happy, who is studious, who participate in class. And therefore her reality is a student who's studious and participate in class. And from that moment, my wife began to change what she say about our son, what she knows about him. She changed the way we see, how she see and how she hear. And how do you do that? We apply the principle of knowledge, the principle of life. Okay. We learned this already. So principle life, where there is light, there is no darkness. I don't need to say the opposite. I don't need to write down the opposite. Where there is no darkness, where there is no light, there's darkness. Where there is light, there's no darkness. Light here represent the positive images that you see about another person. Darkness represent all that stuff. As long as you are focusing on the darkness, you will never see the light. But all you need to do is turn on one light and magnify it, brighten it up. Then the darkness will eventually go away. There will be no room for the darkness to be in your room when there is light. So when it comes to relationship with other people, if we don't magnify the good that is in them, then the darkness necessarily has to be present because it is a principle of light. If we don't bring light into our relationship, then the darkness has to exist. And you said earlier that you want to transform this relationship. You want to help your nephew become better. And we already established that to change another person is suffering. So all you gotta do is change yourself. Change your mental images. You want to monitor what you see and hear. Find what good thing is that your nephew has. So you said earlier on, you gave me a list of all the bad things. So can you, at this moment, write down a list of all the good things that he has? Even if it's a small thing, can you actually do that for me? Can you think of at least 5 good things that your nephew has?
He's well behaved.
He's well behaved.
Yeah. No, yeah, doesn't smoke, doesn't drink,
No,
doesn't party.
no. Doesn't smoke and doesn't drink. That's darkness.
Yes.
How do you say that in a light? How do you say that using the principle of light? A person who doesn't smoke and who doesn't drink is a person who
Healthy
is healthy.
healthy lifestyle.
He is healthy.
Mm-hmm.
So he appreciates good health.
Mm-hmm.
And he is, he said, well behaved.
Yeah, he's a good child. Yeah.
And how old is he?
20 something.
Okay. So what you do is you make a big deal out of those things. Next time you see your nephew, don't look at all the darkness. They say, I really enjoy or admire the fact that you keep yourself really healthy. Kid your age is drinking and smoking, but you are keeping yourself really healthy. I think that's a good idea. If you exercise, I think you'll be great. I really appreciate the fact that you listen to your parent or listen, well behave, whatever it is. And as you say it with sincerity, with true honoring gratitude. and magnify it. Make a big deal out of it. Make a big deal out of it in front of other people.
Mhm.
That is how you brighten up the light that is in your room. And I guarantee you, if you do that, your nephew in very short time will be exactly what you see. And the more you see him as well behaved, the more that you appreciate him for being a person of good health. When you appreciate him, when you thank him, when you congratulate, what do you think that's going to do to your relationship with him? Do you think he's going to trust you a little bit more? Do you think he's going to listen a little bit more when you make suggestion on how to improve his life?
Yeah.
And so in a short time, you will find that you don't need to change him at all. You just change your mental image of him, change your way of being with him, and thereby changing him. You can sort of initiate a desire to help without expecting the other person to change, because to expect the other person to change is the beginning of suffering if they don't change the way you want. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Got it.
Grateful to G Marian for sharing with us. Who else want to give it a try? Ron, give me a person or somebody that you would like to improve your relationship on. What kind of mental images do you have?
Just what you were just talking about there. The way I was raised, we were never taught to say "I love you" to our parents or anything like that. And I see, for me, like with Donna, my wife, she can tell my mom, "Oh, I love you, bye," and all this. And for me, I have to change because I have a hard time saying that to my mom. It's not in me to say "I love you, mom, bye," and all that, but it's for me to change that. And I have started to change that lately, and I see a different outcome with my mom. Even though now it's a little bit late because she has an illness that she doesn't remember a lot, but she now tells me that she loved me too. So to me, that made a big deal, and it took me to change for that to change. Yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Just what you were talking about, it just related me to that story. So.
Yeah, so all of us, we have that ability, okay? And you say it's a little hard to take time. Would this formula be a little bit more useful now that you have this formula? Just come up with 5 words, and if those words are not positive, change it to positive word. Be attentive to what you see and hear.
Yes, it's definitely would help.
Magnify the good that is in others.
It changes the images in my thoughts.
Okay.
And my outcome.
Okay. Is that something you're working on?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
What are some words that's coming up right now? Let's see if we can work on it. What some words that you
tell my mom I love her.
Okay.
More with a stern voice than rather than I love you, mom. Like just
Okay.
Pushing it out rather than
Okay.
yeah. And positive words. I know for me it's kind of hard to think about right now. Kind of put on the spot. But yeah, most of it
That's you also have mental
affection and yeah.
You have mental images about yourself.
Yes.
Okay. What are some 5 words that you can think of about yourself?
Caring, loving, compassion, hard worker,
Okay.
and family oriented. This
That's
way
good. That's all positive. Yeah.
all positive. I changed how I was raised is basically what I did.
Okay. Okay.
And I'm still learning. That's all. You're always learning.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Ron. Does anybody else want to join in and see if we can transform some reality? Jenny?
Yes, of course.
Is there anybody whose relationship with whom you want to transform?
Exactly my son. So
Your
I
son. Okay,
marry
give me some words.
about five words.
Right
Yeah,
now, when you think of your son, 5 first word that come up to mind.
this is same. Lazy.
Okay.
No motivation.
Okay.
How to say? He had like how to say? Now he 13, and he know about his future. He say, I don't know about my future.
So he doesn't know about his future yet?
Yes. But if I said if you want to create your future, you have to work hard, blah blah. But
Okay.
every morning he no, sorry, evening he go to bed early, or he watch TV, play games. He don't want to study hard, like that.
Okay. So how are you being about that? How are you being with him whenever you interact with him?
Like angry or not, right?
Angry?
Angry, and wonder how I can help him realize something, and that from inside himself, he want to better, want to he had an imagine in the future, and he had a motivation to work hard.
The way you are being with him, how does that affect him?
So still now I still find the best way to help him.
Right, but when the way you interact with him, how does that make him feel?
Sometimes I blame him.
You blame him.
Yes.
Do you like being blamed by other people?
No, I don't like.
No. Do you listen to people who blame you?
Sometimes.
Okay.
You're when I
compatible
start
with being blamed, right? But your son is probably not compatible with being blamed.
Yeah, I know that blame is not good for him, even me. But I have no idea. I had to change myself, how I can help me. Like study English, I work hard, practice every day. That I want to inspire him how I work hard, and I can read my success. I can speak confident in front of people.
Well,
So
you're successful. You're very successful in speaking English in front of other people, but you're not very successful with your son.
It is not like that. I want to tell about the first beginning. I learned English. A lot of people around me, they say, no, you can't speak English. You are 39-year old to start to learn English. But I don't care. I believe that I can do it. So I practice every day. So now I can speak. I can speak a little. It's not perfect, but I can open my mouth and speak and feel more confidence than before. Got a little chance for myself. And
what does it have to do with your son?
My son, sometimes I get him join to meeting with other friends, foreigner friends, to speak. he joined one too, but he had no. He don't like. He doesn't like to join. I can't. Yeah. No, I don't know the way. Have him to join again.
Mm-hmm.
That,
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I get it. I get it.
Jenny, your English is very good. I can understand every word you're saying.
Thank you, John. Xin biết bài đấy.
Her English is good. She's very successful with her English, but she's not very successful with her son.
Yeah. And
Right? Do you take
I
responsibility for being compatible with an unsuccessful relationship with your son? If you take responsibility for being unsuccessful with your son, then you can begin to make the necessary change. If the first words that come out of you was lazy, no motivation, not know his future, play game, what new words can you come up with? Starting with the word that you already know. What are some good things about your son that you can say? 5 things, 5 good things about your son.
at school, his teacher said that yeah, he's kind.
So he try hard.
He tried, but not much.
I'd say good things. 5 good thing about your son,
Okay.
even if the small thing.
Yeah, he polite with other people, with teacher,
He's
friends.
polite. Okay.
He's friendly. Yeah, he's friendly.
Friendly. Good.
Friendly.
What else?
He playful.
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 Happy.
Happy. Yeah.
Okay.
He intelligent.
Intelligent. Oh,
He
wow.
can play chess well.
Oh, okay. 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 Play chess well. Wow, that's better than me. I am not that intelligent. Okay, but
One times he write literal, and his teacher can compliment him. He is good literal.
good what listener?
No, that's about write down the passage good, passage well.
Okay.
Sometimes he, you know, I guide him and my daughters to have a good habit like reading books every morning, and he joy. He still joy. Also, I don't know he like or not, but he still follow me. He read books.
Okay, I think that's good enough. Let me ask other people in this room. Well, I can ask you, Ji-Hang, as well. Do you notice a change in her when she started talking positive about her son? Does anybody notice that subtle change? Or is it just me? When you first talking about your son, you say he was lazy, motivated, play game and all that stuff. Your energy is a little low. You're a little negative.
He had more positive energy.
Exactly. You started to change yourself. And other people, yeah, she looks happy. If you feel my said she looks happier. And other people in the room can sense it. All because you have just changed your mental images about your son. It took about 5 minutes. Just 5 minutes and your energy goes higher and you have already infected other people with your happiness. So imagine doing that with your son all day long. Every time he's polite and friendly, wow, you know, I really appreciate the fact that you are so polite and friendly. You are going to be such a successful business person. Those are the really friendly and happy people. You're so playful. I bet you're going to have so many friends, and people who have a lot of friends are the people who have a lot of business opportunity. You play chess so great. Did you know that the most intelligent people have high IQ and they play chess? Reading books that'll make your intelligence get better. Would you like to read more books? Magnify, 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 and maintain that positive energy all day long. Can you do that?
Now I should tell him about good things he can do.
Yeah, and we already mentioned it last week. Simple. The secret to life's health and happiness is inner peace. Okay, be at peace with who he is right now. Be magnanimous. Extra O. Okay. Be open. Be accepting. And for now, just focus on this one: honoring gratitude. This is easier to know. Attitude of gratitude. How often do you tell your son, thank you for being your son? All day long, just rotate. Be at peace with who he is. Be generous and accepting. Be grateful for who he is and let him know about it. And just rotate along those three all day long. See if you can practice that and let me know if your reality change next week.
Yes.
Okay. Does anybody else want to practice with us and maybe experience a transformation? I noticed Ji Lam has been on the camera all this time. Thank you so much for your gift of appearance. Would you care to join in? How good is your English, Ji Lam?
Thank you for your sharing your lesson, but it's a bit noisy here, so I think it's not convenient to speak.
Oh, you cannot hear, or you can, we can hear you perfectly. I can hear you perfectly. Your voice is clear. There's no distraction.
Okay, it's okay. So
Do you want to try? Do you want to give us, think of a person whose relationship that
yeah,
you want to transform?
yeah, when I listen your stories, I thought about my son. Yeah,
Okay.
I have. Okay, yeah. The first thing I think about him, that's a negative. It's not good. Yeah, I know it's negative thoughts, but then I changed my mind. That I know he is obedient, hardworking, but he is not active like others, his friends, and there is a thing I don't like about him, that he is fragile and weak. But in his mind, he's always scares everything, and he's scared of he is afraid of death.
Scared. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. How old is he?
22.
Oh, okay. And he's scared.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What
So-
other images, yeah, do you have of him right now? What other words can you think of?
It's,
Did you say earlier you said not active? Did you say weak?
yeah.
Okay. Okay. What other words?
Obedient.
Opinion?
Obedient. It mean
Opinionated.
always listen, always really willing listen to to me or others say. Obedient.
Obedience. Okay, so
Obedient.
that's a positive
Yeah.
word. Okay, you like that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. So keep that. Keep that image.
Negative words about him, that's not active, fragile, and I think that's all.
Okay, that's good. That's fine. That's fine. Okay.
And sometimes lazy to study.
Okay.
He
So
doesn't,
he doesn't study.
he's not active. Yeah, he maybe he doesn't have motive to study.
Okay, not motivated to study. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like the Mr. Ha Fun Jenny that they want to him study more and more, but he
Yeah.
doesn't want.
Lam and I is friends.
Yeah. Yeah. So we expect our children to behave a certain way, and they don't behave that way. We suffer for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Okay, we suffer
Yeah.
for it, right? So the
understand. Yeah.
question is, do you realize that your mental images of him is actually creating his way of being? That it is you who make him afraid of death. That you make him not active. That it is you who cause him to not want to study. This is a shocking statement, is it not? But can you accept that?
I can.
Yeah, that we are the root cause of our life, including the lives of the other people that is, that we have relationship with. And if you can take responsibility that I am creating that boy, then I can change. I can take responsibility, take accountability for it, and I can change. Okay. Are you ready? Are you ready to change? Do you want to change?
Yes, of course.
Before I want to change him. Yeah.
Are you? Yeah, we
now-
already established that suffering. Are you ready
Yeah.
to change yourself?
And I realize, and then I realize I am suffering. About that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now I don't do anything to motivate him or to push him. I just wait. Someday he will change his mind when he has
Still
his
expecting. You're still waiting, and while you're waiting, you're suffering.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're counting the day. You're
he's
counting the
suffering.
day until he changes. Until you're gonna be suffering every single day.
So
As long
I
as
am still suffering, right?
So my question is, are you willing to change yourself? Because we can cause a transformation for you right now. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, are you ready to change yourself?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. Then come up with 5 words that is positive about him. Something that you've already know or see, or something brand new. So you already said obedient. I'm gonna assuming that's the good thing. Okay. What other words can you come up with that is positive?
Yeah. Yeah, when I feel bored about him, that's I change my mind. I think he is obedient,
Obedient, okay.
obedient, yes, and he hardworking, and he good, he cook well. He can cook, yeah, he can cook some delicious food. Yeah, he's care, he can care others.
He take care of other people.
He can, yes.
Okay, anything else?
And
He's friendly.
Friendly.
I know him.
And now he's changing. Now he's changing. I think that he read more. He read book more. Yeah. And he is responsible about his health.
He take care of his health.
Yes, his
Mhm.
health. Mm.
Okay, anything else?
He's handsome.
Okay, yeah. So let me ask you this. When was the last time that you congratulate him on the hard work? When was the last time that you tell him that his cooking is delicious?
Maybe last week. He showed me the picture of the food you cook. He cooked.
Mm-hmm.
I clicked the heart icon and then I said, "Wow, it's great, but it's delicious." Yeah,
Okay, delicious is a good word. Yeah.
yeah.
What about his hard working? How often did you congratulate him or appreciate him for being hardworking?
You mean what I do? What I do to
So,
encourage him?
you told me that he is hardworking, right? When was the last time that you let him know that you appreciate him for being hardworking?
I saw that he find a way to earn money. Although his ability cannot, he is weak. He has health problem. He always
we're trying to create positive image. Go back, come on back. We're talking about positive image. You gave me a positive image of him being hardworking, right? Can you let him know that you know that he's hardworking?
Maybe I didn't. I just
So you're telling a perfect stranger
I didn't tell.
that
I
your
didn't.
son is
I didn't
hardworking,
tell.
and you don't tell your son that he's hardworking.
I didn't tell him. I didn't tell him about that. He's hardworking.
Yeah. You're telling a perfect stranger who don't know your son that you're giving a perfect stranger all this wonderful thing about your son, and I'm nobody. You're telling me, a perfect stranger, that your son is hard work, that he's take care of other people, and you don't even tell your son that you know that he's hardworking.
Yeah. I didn't tell him. So people say that he's hardworking, and I observed him, and I saw that, but I didn't tell him about that.
Is it your son important to you?
Yeah, of course.
His spiritual health, his mental health is important to you?
Yeah.
Are you gonna tell him that he's
I will.
hardworking?
I will. Yes, I
Yeah.
will.
Are you gonna make a big deal out of it?
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, I will.
Make him feel that you appreciate him for being hardworking. Make the whole family know. Already you made 12 people in the Zoom. Perfect strangers know, but your son doesn't know. Now make your son and the whole family and all the relatives know, so that he can know that his mother appreciates him for being hardworking, being friendly. Make the whole world know, so that everybody in his little circle of relationship is going to reinforce, oh yeah, by the way, your mother just said that you are really hardworking. Your mother said you are really friendly and great, and your mother really appreciate you. How soon do you think how long do you think it's gonna take before he will actually become that person? And if a son goes around and hear, oh my, everybody's saying his mother is saying all the great things about him, do you think he's going to trust you? Do you think he'll listen to you? Obedient can be a negative he's a good kid, he's obedient, but he might not want to do what you tell him to do. Choices, right? It'd be an undesirable choice for him. An obedient son, I myself, I made a lot of undesirable choices. I just do what my parent told me, but I never really liked those choices. And so my outcome is always also negative in life. If you
I think
go through life and just listen to you and obey and not actually enjoy the choices that he makes, he's going to experience a negative outcome in life. So don't be proud of the fact that your son is obedient. Be proud of the fact that your son is hardworking, is friendly. And then when your son trusts you, remember the circle of knowledge, use what he knows, use his belief to help him transform, use his desire to, so you, after a while, you build your affinity with him. And then one day you just make a suggestion along a certain line, and then it'll be easier for him to accept your suggestion. But you have to do that with inner peace. You can't expect other people to change. You can only pass along a certain suggestion. And if it is up to them, they have choices. They can choose it. And if he doesn't accept it, that's fine too. Okay, be magnanimous. Be generous, be accepting, be tolerant, and make a huge, huge, huge deal about your appreciation for another person, for him. And in no time, you're going to see him change. And you know, and what another way that you can show your appreciation is to sort of narrate what you do for him. You know, parent, we do a lot of things. We take care of our children. We oftentimes don't make a big deal out of what we do for them, so they take for granted our love for them, and so they don't appreciate us. One trick to let them appreciate is to narrate, meaning to explain what you're doing. For example, when my son takes a shower, I will put the dry, you know, I would usually take a shower first. By the time I take a shower, I dry myself. The towel in the bathroom is wet. So I would put the wet towel farther away from the bathtub, from the shower, and I would move the dry towel closer to the shower. If I just did it, he might not even realize I did it, and he would just take it for granted. But I'd say, I'm moving the towel over here for you, son, so that when you get out, you can, you know, dry yourself with a dry towel instead of a wet towel that I just used. I only did it a few times. And then one day, while I was taking a shower, my son said, he's only 8 years old. He said, Dad, I'm moving the dryer towel closer to you now so that you can use it. And he does the same thing when mom takes a shower. He moves the little towel closer to the bathtub. The wet one he moves farther away. The idea is you narrate what you do. You give them the meaning of what you're doing. When you're cooking a meal, don't just cook a meal and throw it on the table. Cook a meal and tell a story about that meal. Infuse non-material value to the material stuff. That is, I think, day two of this sharing. If you go back, remember to non-materialize yourself, to infuse non-material quality into the things that you do, so that other people would appreciate the value that you do to them. Okay, that's one advice. So once again, I'm very appreciative for you to for you guys sharing. I've learned a lot, as well as my sharing with you guys. I hope that helped. Does anybody else have any things out they want to say? Any lesson that you've learned today? Any new realization? Any question before we say goodbye for tonight? Yeah, that's it.
I just wanted to say thank you, Frank, for taking the time out of your day to teach us and help us learn about our inner being. Thank you.
Thank
I
you, Frank.
Thank you.
appreciate you as well.
Frank.
Okay.
Thank you for your
Lesson today is so useful.
Okay. I'm glad it helped. I'm glad it has some
Very
value.
good lesson today. Yeah. Thank you
Okay.
so much.
Those of you who are in the Mentor 6, did you learn anything you want to share today? Who's in the Mentor 6 program? Marianne, right?
No.
Oh, okay. Nobody? Okay, that's fine. No problem. No problem. Mentorship, mentoring program is designed for people who want to fully grasp the material and then teach other people. So imagine
I want to
being,
be in the mentor 7.
okay, you've been Mentor 7. Great. Yeah, just imagine being the teacher of your children.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine being the person who connects your children to the values of the philosophy that audit has to offer. Imagine being the role model that your children will come to you and ask for advice even when they are old and you are old.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Those are the possibilities that are opened up in the mentorship program. If you study just the 21-day inner being, you will experience some transformation, and that's great for your life. But if you can actually pass it on to other people, that goes a much longer way.
I'm not in Mentor 6, but I'm looking forward to going with MHWA
There you go.
to Mentor 6 program.
And one of these
The
days,
offline program.
there you go. And one of these days, there will be a master who speaks English who will, offer the mentor program in English.
That's
Yes, I've already talked to a couple of them and they speak very well English and they're looking at a program starting soon.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
All right. All right.
I enjoy your talks, Frank. Thank you very much.
Okay. And yeah, invite other people. Okay. Cause a transformation in their lives as well. That's one way
Yeah.
that our life gets better. My own transformation happened to coincide with my sharing. Every time I share, I experience something new. Your sharing teach me a lot of things. So I'm dependent on, very, very dependent on your interaction. So I'm very grateful for your interaction, your gift of appearance, your gift of speech, your questions. Okay. Chị Phương Mai, did you want to say anything?
Thank you very much, I'm Frank. I am learning mentorship now.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think it's good. Really, really. What to say? It's very meaningful class, meaningful course for all people who want to have the knowledge to help other people transform.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and today's learning, I really, really, really love the knowledge that our teacher gave us. Is about fully understanding about something that we want to do or we want to be. And if we can, if we have the fully knowledge and understanding about that kind of thing, we will have the reality to have it or to become. Yeah,
Great.
that is I think this is very, very like good knowledge for us to know. And today's learning helped me realize that why before when I do some business and I got bankrupt, and I understand why I got that kind of result. And I also feel lucky that I before now I don't have much money because I don't have the fully understanding about what the money is. That's why I don't have it a lot. And also the why I do something, I have many why I have so many dreams, but I haven't finished anything yet. Just because I have a dream, but I don't have clearly definition. I don't have the clear image, and also my energy is not matched with what I want. That is the reason. I realize that. Yeah.
Yeah, the compatibility match. We are not a compatible match for a reality that we want. So we're
Yeah.
going to work on becoming a compatible match for the reality of we want. The outcome or the reality that we want is not about getting it. It's about becoming a match for it. And it begins with positive mental images along the line of our desired outcome. Thank you for that. Okay.
Yeah.
It's great. Okay. I hope to see you guys again next week. Okay.
Yeah.
Take care.
Thank
Bye-bye.
Thank you so much. Thank everyone.
so
Bye bye.
much. See you next time.